Hi, ladies. Welcome back to my channel. It's great that you made it. Today, I want to talk about keeping true to the vision you have for your life. I was deep in thought over this like a few weeks ago, and I have been dying to make this video now. So, recently, someone invited me to a protest event, and I had to decline the invitation. The reason why is protesting slash marching isn't part of my soft life. And I'm going to explain in this video why it's not. So I think I'm going to letter these. So I'll say A, reason A. I don't like feeling obligated to speak up for every injustice, every cause that's going on, every marginalized group, especially if it's something that I'm not even passionate about. I am literally just trying to live a soft life. And having a cape on and mewling for people doesn't feel soft to me. It makes me anxious to feel like everyone is counting on me to have to create a big change. And especially about something that I don't instinctually, in my gut, feel passionate about. Because I'll fight for something I believe in, but I don't feel pressured. I don't feel like I'm a bad person just because I'm neutral on things. There's a lot of things I'm like, oh, that's valid, but I don't care. And it's not in a mean way. It's not me trying to say it's not important. I just don't care. How many things can I care about? You want me to care about every single thing? That's wild. Even the causes that I'm passionate about, I don't get offended when people don't care about it. I'm like, everybody's different. Everybody has their own lived experience of what they are passionate about and what causes they really want to put their time, their resources into. So, I don't want to feel like even if it's something that is literally not on my radar, I have to give up my time. I have to give up my money to support this. That's absolutely insane. And you can't make me. You cannot make me. Why? I just don't understand why does it have to be my fight? I'm not trying to say, I want to make sure that it's clear that I'm not trying to say that it's not a worthy use of your time to protest and to march. But for me, I think about the carrying big signs and having to worry about people starting riots and tear gas and getting sprayed down and violence. I know some protests are peaceful. I've been to a peaceful protest before, so go off if that's your thing. I'm not judging on my channel. This is just me sharing my opinion. So please don't get triggered or do, but you shouldn't. I would prefer if you didn't so we could still chill and kick it and yap and chat about stuff. But when you really believe in something, you may be willing to take on the risk of saying it's worth fighting for. I'm going to hope that things stay positive when I go. And I accept the risk. I accept the risk if it doesn't go the way I'd like it to. I understand that. But I am just personally me, myself. I'm not trying to save the world. Being a superhero, that's who saves the world, right? A superhero. That being a superhero does not look like a soft life to me. Maybe it does to you, but it doesn't to me. And being a superhero, that's what being a social justice warrior looks like to me. Which brings me to my next point. So reason B, I don't want to go, is, and that I'm not going. Let me make that clear. I'm not going. But I don't want to have to carry big signs. And I might sound lazy or selfish, but there are just so many other things I'd rather do. For one, I love being creative and decorating and making signs, but I'd like to make a sign for a positive reason, like cheering at a graduation or or a hockey game, I could get with that. There's no way I'm going to feel obligated though to show up and use up time that I could be using to. There's so many other things that I could be using that time to do since I don't care about it, and the fact that I don't want to do it. I could be meal prepping, I could be on a run, I could be going to like an actual carefree fun event, like something for like networking or dating. I could literally be taking a nap. Like if you ask most people, would you rather go protest or get a massage? Take a nap, work on a passion project, go to a workout class. Most people are not choosing to protest. And if you agree, let me know down below. The next reason, this is like reason C, that protesting doesn't give soft life vibes is the fact that you'd have to be around a bunch of angry people who are crying and yelling and emotionally dysregulated. So now, like, I'm just going to take another moment to say that I'm not looking down on women who protest. I've been to a protest before, so I'm not talking about this as somebody who has absolutely zero experience. So, I would hope you're not getting triggered. I'm speaking about, I'm speaking about myself, the reasons that I no longer am doing, protesting and stuff. I've been to, at least one before. But I don't plan to attend again, at least not for something I don't care about. And, you know, it just made me anxious, like more so anxious about the state of the world. And it made me feel angry and overall just made me like a less mentally healthy person to be a social justice warrior. Because I feel like getting into an echo chamber of people who feel like powerless victims is so draining. I can't stand people who are just so freaking negative. Like, I prefer positivity. That's not to say that I don't address serious things in my life. I do. I literally do. That's literally what I did today before I started recording this. All day was big girl stuff, like handling my business, glowing up my life, serious stuff. Like majority of it was not fun. It's delayed gratification. It's not fun doing it, but I know that, oh, when I get this done, these actions are going to impact the me of tomorrow. So that's the fun part about it. It makes me feel like I am like luxurious and worthy of investment and stuff. So, but it's serious stuff. It's serious, like it's tax time right now as I'm recording this. I'm getting my taxes together. That's serious, But I'm I'm just I'm just a big believer in doing things that I actually can and not focusing on things that I have little to no impact on. I love being in an emotionally supportive and uplifting circle where we spend most of our time talking about leveling up and overcoming trauma. I'm not really into feeling like I'm at the bottom of society. Like if you feel like you are, that's fine. That would just make me unable to relate to you. And if that's triggering to hear, you should probably click off of this video. The next reason, I think it's reason D, that I declined to go was the fact that I'd have to be in the car with people that I don't really enjoy. I'm very much a person that's like, it's all about the destination. Like when I go anywhere, I like to enjoy the travel time too. That's part of it. That's still my time. I'm still alive. I don't feel like that time could just be miserable and I can hate my commute all the time and I can hate my accommodations getting to another country or getting to a vacation spot or something like that. Like no, I like to have it enjoyable. Like that's still my time. I like to enjoy it as well. And the invitation to this event was at a place that, like, it was at least an hour from where I live, and we were going to carpool. Like, that's what the person who invited me was talking about. And, I could drive myself, but again, I don't see the value in paying for gas to spend my time at an event like this that doesn't light me up. It doesn't make me passionate in any way. So the person who invited me, and I'm not trying to be mean, but like, they are okay in bite-sized doses. People like that where it's like, you're cool when I get a bite of you, but when I get a chunk of you, like a lot of you, that's too much. It's too rich or it's too salty or whatever it is. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I just bite-sized chunks. You need them in small doses, right? A 60-minute drive, maybe longer with this person, that's not a bite-sized dose. I really don't like spending my time talking to people. And if you hear tapping, I just got my nails done. So that's just my nails tapping in the background because I don't know, I'm extra and animated sometimes. But so if you hear that and that's pissing you off, I am so sorry. I will never do it again in a video. At least I will try not to. But I don't like wasting my time talking to people who are negative, and that's how this person is. Like the conversation just never flows right. Like, and I hate to get all spiritual on you, but we're literally on different frequencies. Like, I'm very much like the type of person who's like, if there's a problem, if there's an issue, if there's some sort of negativity, I'm going to start working on organizing, brainstorming, finding a solution. If like I'm not going to sit there and complain. I don't treat the people around me like they're supposed to be solving my problems for me or like they need to hear all of them. I will go to the proper person. If I have financial issues, I will go to a financial advisor. If I'm having psychological issues or emotional issues, I will go to like a psychologist or a psychiatrist or whatever. If I'm having physical issues, I'm going to go talk to my doctor about it. Like, there are some people who I'm not even gonna lie, they just don't understand the boundaries of what they should be talking about. And I'm talking about TMI stuff on a regular basis. I'm not talking about and this is, the exotical space is just different. We're very much like just vulnerable with each other and just like really sharing the tea on stuff. That is very different from what this person is. This person is not trying to glow up. They just sit there and it's like, they feel like it's like they just like the sound of their own voice, you know? And you could argue that about any of us who get on YouTube, but this is different. I'm trying to build community and meet people and everything. It's just different for whatever reason. I feel like it is. But I'm just the type of person where if I don't want to talk to you, I'm not going to force myself to, if that makes sense. That's like a boundary that I have over my time. So, and that's not to say that if I don't talk to somebody, it's deliberately that I don't like them. That's not what I'm saying with that. I'm in the middle of glowing up. And when you're actually glowing up and stuff, you do actually have to take physical time to isolate yourself and get yourself together. So that's, actually investing in yourself. That actually keeps you from being a hater, because then the next time that you connect with people, you've gotten some stuff done and accomplished and made some progress. And so have they. And you can celebrate each other instead of not having boundaries over your time and hating over the person who does have the boundaries over their time. So they're actually making progress. That's going to make you a hater if you don't set boundaries over your time. So for me, a boundary over my time is if I don't want to talk to you, I'm not going to talk to you. So I'm not going to be faking just sitting there giving into the conversation and letting it get super long and contributing and just hoping that you get the message. I'm going to send you the message like I file it instantly. Either you're like another exotical or another pretty girl or another person who can teach me something, a mentor or something like that. Or I feel like you're a negative ass Nancy. I feel like you're Sharon. I feel like you're, a beluga whale. I feel like you just have nothing valuable to tell me. So I'm not going to want to talk to you. And I know that comes off snobby, but the way I see it is like, I'm going to get to that in a moment, actually, because I want to bring it all together. But I'm going to give body language to show that, like, I don't want this conversation to continue. Like, when I'm interested in the conversation, I'm going to be very affirmational. I want you to feel heard and everything and validated and seen. Like, just because somebody is looking for validation doesn't mean you have to give it. And with this person, they just always are just like constantly talking about stuff I don't want to talk about. We frequently disagree about stuff, and I'm not about to argue with you. I don't care to just hear you telling me all of your opinions that you already know that I disagree with. And I don't want to be in an enclosed space with you to where you feel entitled to just take over my time and take over my ears, like literally take over my ears. I just have to listen to you because I don't want to say shit. I don't want to talk to you. Like I don't know how to get that across when I'm, my body language will be set up to show like, no, thank you. And, verbally, it will very quickly go from, wow, that's crazy, to I will just literally be silent and nod and look at you. And so at that point, you're either going to stop talking because you're like, oh, she's not really super, like she doesn't really want to talk right now. Or if you like the sound of your own voice, like this person does, you will just keep talking at me. And like, I can tell at the beginning of a conversation, like, look, with my friends and in the exotical space, it's okay to vet and stuff like that because we are not just sitting there invalidating each other, attacking each other, giving unsolicited opinions on each other's life choices, judging each other and stuff. So it actually is a safe place to be vulnerable with each other. With this person, it's not a safe place. And so I don't really feel the necessity. They're not a safe place for me. I don't feel the necessity to be a safe place for them, if that makes sense. Like you won't give me validation. So why would I give you some? You like, this is the type of person who's very anti-level up. Seems like it's very freaking weird. Like it's a Sharon. But she's just she's not a problem solver. She's a complainer, and I don't like that. And I don't want to feel like I have to be her personal therapist just because I'm in the car with her. Like I've carpooled with this person before, and they literally just don't know how to be silent. Like they don't know how to just put on some freaking music. I don't want to spend an hour plus talking to you. I love traveling with my friends because one, I enjoy talking to them. Two, they love listening to music together too. And they have great music taste. They're always putting me onto new stuff. But they also know how to just be silent. My friends don't have an issue if I want to talk, or if I don't want to talk the entire way somewhere, and instead I kind of want to just chill out and let there be some silence. And, I have my phone with me. My phone is like a mini computer. So like if I'm commuting to a place, I will definitely use that time to like get some ideas, organize something, pay some bills or something like that, make a Pinterest board, plan out some content. And if I'm driving, I don't have an issue if somebody's in the passenger seat doing that. I don't feel like you being in the passenger seat, you being in the vehicle means you have to entertain me. I don't feel like that. My friendship type is women who are also leveling up and focused on being carefree, having fun, healing, and being pretty. So the person who invited me is one of those people who feels like networking events and going on casual dates and doing your makeup and ordering some cute outfits online, doing your lashes, buying yourself flowers, changing your hair up, learning your color seasons and your kibby type, etc. is all trivial. And they're always like, oh, there are better things to spend your money on. Which, you ever notice when people say that and they're trying to like look down on a girl who's on a level up journey? Comment below if this has ever happened to you, where people will they'll try to make it seem like it's childish or it's silly to be investing time in the things that you are, or like you're doing too much, or it's not that serious. And they're like, oh, there's better things you could be spending your money on than that kitchen tool, that makeup thing, that outfit, that hair, product, whatever. But the thing that they want to spend their money on, the better thing to spend their money on is food. Yeah, that's what they're talking about when they say there are better things to spend your money on. They're talking about food. The so-called better thing to spend your money on is punishing their digestive system for the fourth time this week. You have to think that when people, like, you have to think about this, when people are unhealthy, when their body can barely move because they have so much inflammation, when you cannot see their bone structure, when they have so much excess body fat, when they are constantly uncomfortable from being bloated and having brain fog and holding in farts, their insides are basically toxic. So when you spend a lot of time talking to them, they start to spread the toxic, poisonous, terrible mindset with you, which for me is not a part of the soft life. Part of the soft life is having boundaries on what activities and people get your time. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's actually a boundary I have set over my life. I will not allow conversations and activities that suck the freaking life out of me to have my time, to steal my time. So the next reason I had to yeet this invitation is that it immediately started stressing me out. I believe in positive stress, like challenging yourself to complete an intense workout or to try and compete in a local competition. I don't believe in challenging myself to ride in a car with someone I don't want to, spend time once we get there to the event doing something I don't want to do, fighting for something I don't care about, and then the ride back with someone I don't want to ride with. No, thank you. I don't know what number I'm on now, so I'll just say another reason. I don't know what letter. Um, Another reason I didn't want to go is yelling. I don't like being around people who are super loud, especially for a protest. All of that adrenaline that's involved in that kind of behavior, in the mood associated with it, like the victimhood, the feeling powerless and everything like that, the stressed out about your position in life and feeling so oppressed, like a lot of these people that go to protest, they feel like they have nothing to lose. They're going there because they feel like something is making their life so bad that they have nothing better to do than to stand out there and like yell at people. And I'm like, I know that sounds like I'm tearing down protesting, which that's really not what I'm trying to do. But I'm just saying that like what I'm saying is like I'm not saying that it's not true. Some people, there really are valid causes that they're fighting for. What I'm saying is being out there yelling and stuff like that, that just makes me anxious. That's not an environment I want to go in myself. That's not me saying it's stupid to protest or to convince you not to protest. I am saying that the thought of like everyone being there and having like a racing heart, because that's what happens when you have adrenaline. Their heart is racing, the blood is pumping through their veins, and they're just ready to take action. Their body is preparing them to fight. I don't want to be around all of that. I can't control if they just want to yell and chant and march or if they want to yell and riot. So, no, I will not be there. The next reason is not being able to leave when I want. I don't want to have to coordinate with someone, like coordinate rides and stuff with someone I don't have that much in common with. Like with my friends, a lot of times we go to a place and it's like we want to go at the same time, or it's just easier for us to figure it out and just compromise on that. I don't want to have to figure that out with someone that we just don't see eye to eye on a lot of other stuff. So why would this be the point where we would just compromise and be very, with it? I don't see that happening. I don't even want to go. So how likely is it that I will have any flexibility, or that I will like be giving any flexibility over staying longer or going on a side quest, like going to get some food or meeting people and stuff? I'm not doing all that. The whole time, I would have an attitude thinking about how I could instead be home sipping a smoothie or doing a face mask or doing both. Like, that's one of my favorite things to do. And I want to say this is the last reason of the many reasons that, in keeping true to the vision I have for my life, I am not able to go to this event somebody invited me to, is that sometimes people who are social justice warriors can carry around this jadedness or this bitterness. And I don't like that energy. Like, to me, it's just not empowering. Like, you can still do it. If it feels empowering to you I'm not talking about being bitter or jaded, but like if you don't feel bitter and jaded, it makes you feel like, oh, I'm doing something. I'm working for like a worthy cause and it's doing something. Like if you're that girl who talks to the senators and the lobbyists and gets petitions signed and you march and stuff, do that, girly pop. Just please don't judge me if I don't want to tag along. But what do you think, ladies? Is it hard for you to say no to an invitation? Do you feel pressure to say yes to doing things that you don't want to do?